Welcome to theaustraliantest.com, your trusted resource for Australian Citizenship Test preparation. In this video, we'll present 20 unique questions drawn directly from the official guide, Australian Citizenship, Our Common Bond. Each question comes with a detailed explanation to enhance your understanding. Please do not skip and watch continuously for the best learning experience. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Let's get started. Question 1. Who typically assists during crises in Australia? Option A, only government agencies. Option B, exclusively volunteer organizations. Option C, primarily international aid workers. Option D, communities and individuals across the country. The correct answer is communities and individuals across the country. Explanation: in Australia, there's a strong culture of community support during crises. As highlighted in the Australian Citizenship, Our Common Bond resource book, Australians from all walks of life, including multicultural communities, often come together to help those in need during difficult times. Question 2. What characterized the 2019-20 bushfire season in Australia? Option A, minor property damage. Option B, limited environmental impact. Option C, widespread devastation. Option D, isolated incidents. The correct answer is widespread devastation. Explanation: the 2019-20 bushfire season in Australia was particularly severe, resulting in significant loss of life, property damage, wildlife deaths, and environmental destruction. This event demonstrated the magnitude of natural disasters that Australia sometimes faces and the importance of community resilience. Question 3. How did multicultural communities respond to the 2019-20 bushfires? Option A, by organizing fundraising efforts. Option B, through collecting donations. Option C, with food and clothing drives. Option D, all of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. Explanation: multicultural communities in Australia demonstrated their commitment to the broader Australian community by engaging in various forms of assistance during the bushfire crisis. This included collecting money, clothes, and food donations, showcasing the inclusive nature of Australian society during times of need. Question 4. When do Australians typically come together to support each other? Option A, only during natural disasters. Option B, exclusively in times of economic hardship. Option C, solely for celebratory events. Option D, in both good times and bad. The correct answer is in both good times and bad. Explanation: as emphasized in the Australian Citizenship, Our Common Bond resource, Australians have a strong tradition of supporting each other not only during crises, but also in times of prosperity. This reflects the values of mateship and community spirit that are integral to Australian culture. Question 5. Who primarily led the donation efforts? Option A, government officials. Option B, international aid organizations. Option C, community members. Option D, local businesses. The correct answer is community members. Explanation: the Australian Citizenship, Our Common Bond specifically mentions that members of various communities, Vietnamese, Cambodian, and Sikh, were actively involved in collecting donations and fundraising. This demonstrates grassroots community involvement rather than government led or business-led initiatives. Question 6, where did the Sikh community direct their donations? Option A, Victoria. Option B, Queensland. Option C, New South Wales. Option D, Western Australia. The correct answer is Queensland. Explanation: the Australian explicitly states that members of the Sikh community donated thousands of bottles of water to communities and firefighters in Queensland. Question 7. What type of government does Australia have? Option A, presidential democracy. Option B, parliamentary democracy. Option C, monarchy. Option D, dictatorship. The correct answer is parliamentary democracy. Explanation: Australia's system of government is a parliamentary democracy. This means that laws are determined by parliaments elected by the people, and Australian citizens are involved in how the country is governed. Question 8. What is described as our common bond in Australia? Option A, culture. Option B, democracy. Option C, citizenship. Option D, values. The correct answer is citizenship. Explanation: the Australian citizenship, our common bond, explicitly states that citizenship is our common bond. This emphasizes the unifying role of citizenship in Australian society. Question 9. Which of the following has not been mentioned as contributing to Australia's peaceful and stable society? Option A, democratic institutions. Option B, shared values. Option C, economic prosperity. Option D, unique culture. The correct answer is economic prosperity. Explanation: while economic prosperity is important, the Australian citizenship, our common bond, specifically mentions democratic institutions and shared Australian values as factors that have created Australia's peaceful and stable society. Question 10. What does freedom of association in Australia allow individuals to do? Option A, force others to join any group. Option B, leave any group involuntarily. Option C, join legal organizations voluntarily. Option D, protest violently against government actions. The correct answer is join legal organizations voluntarily. Explanation: in Australia, individuals are free to join any legal organization voluntarily, such as political parties, trade unions, or social groups, as long as it is within the law. Question 11. How should Australians respond to opinions that differ from their own? Option A, by changing their own views. Option B, by arguing against them. Option C, by ignoring them. Option D, by listening and respecting them. The correct answer is by listening and respecting them. Explanation: the Australian citizenship, our common bond, emphasizes that mutual respect and tolerance involve listening to others and respecting their views and opinions, even when they are different from your own. This approach fosters a culture of open dialogue and understanding, which is essential for a cohesive society. The Australian Citizenship, our common bond resource book, highlights the importance of respecting diverse perspectives as a fundamental aspect of Australian citizenship and values. Question 12. What principle underlies the freedom to join or leave groups in Australia? Option A, compulsory participation. Option B, government approval. Option C, voluntary choice. Option D, organizational mandate. The correct answer is voluntary choice. Explanation: in Australia, the freedom of association is based on the principle of voluntary choice. This aligns with the democratic values outlined in the Australian Citizenship, our common bond resource, which emphasizes individual freedoms and rights. Question 13. How can Australians exercise their right to protest against government actions? Option A, by causing property damage. Option B, through peaceful gatherings. Option C, by forcing others to join. Option D, with government permission. The correct answer is through peaceful gatherings. Explanation: Australians can protest government actions through peaceful gatherings. This right is an essential part of Australia's democratic system, as outlined in the Australian Citizenship, our common bond resource. It reflects the balance between freedom of expression and the need to maintain public order and safety. Question 14. What principle does Australia emphasize regarding interactions among individuals? Option A, freedom of speech. Option B, freedom of association. Option C, right to privacy. Option D, right to bear arms. The correct answer is freedom of association. Explanation: in Australia, individuals are encouraged to respect each other's freedom and dignity, including the right to peaceful disagreement and the freedom from violence or abuse. Question 15. How are Australian values expected to be expressed by citizens? Option A, through occasional public demonstrations. Option B, by voting in elections. Option C, in everyday life and local community. Option D, only during national celebrations. The correct answer is in everyday life and local community. Explanation: the Australian Citizenship, our common bond, emphasizes that Australian citizenship involves living out these values in one's everyday life and local community. This implies a continuous day-to-day commitment to upholding these values rather than limiting their expression to specific occasions or events. Question 16. How does Australia's legal system contribute to societal stability? Option A, by enforcing cultural norms. Option B, through selective law enforcement. Option C, by maintaining peace and order. Option D, via diplomatic negotiation. The correct answer is by maintaining peace and order. Explanation: Australia's legal system plays a crucial role in maintaining a peaceful and orderly society. The consistent application and respect for laws help create a stable environment where citizens can live harmoniously. This concept is a key aspect of Australian civic education and is reflected in official citizenship resources. Question 17. Which statement best reflects the Australian approach to social mobility? Option A, success is predetermined by social class. Option B, government intervention guarantees equal outcomes. Option C, hard work and enterprise can lead to leadership position. Option D, wealth is the primary determinant of success. The correct answer is hard work and enterprise can lead to leadership positions. Explanation: the Australian approach to social mobility is characterized by the belief that hard work and enterprise can lead individuals to achieve leadership positions in various fields. This is exemplified by the success of many new migrants who have become leaders in business, professions, arts, public service, and sports through their efforts. The Australian Citizenship, our common bond resource, emphasizes this aspect of Australian society, highlighting the opportunities available to those who apply themselves diligently. Question 18. How can racism manifest in Australian society? Option A, through online content. Option B, at sporting events. Option C, in public places. Option D, all of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. Explanation: racism can occur in various forms and settings. The Australian Citizenship. Our common bond specifically mentions creating or sharing racially offensive material online, making racially abusive comments in public places, and exhibiting racist behavior at sporting events. The Australian Citizenship. Our common bond resource stresses the importance of combating racism in all aspects of Australian life to foster a harmonious and inclusive society. Question 19. What responsibility do Australians have regarding their financial support? Option A, to rely on government assistance. Option B, to support only their immediate family. Option C, to contribute to community organizations. Option D, to try and support themselves and their families when able. The correct answer is to try and support themselves and their families when able. Explanation: the Australian Citizenship, our common bond resource book, emphasizes personal responsibility as a key aspect of Australian citizenship. It states that everyone has a responsibility to attempt to support themselves and their families to the best of their ability when they are in a position to do so. This principle encourages self-reliance and contributes to the overall well-being of the community. Question 20. How does volunteering contribute to an individual's integration into Australian society? Option A, by providing financial benefits. Option B, by offering exclusive social connections. Option C, by increasing one's sense of belonging. Option D, by guaranteeing employment opportunities. The correct answer is by increasing one's sense of belonging. Explanation: volunteering contributes to an individual's integration into Australian society by increasing their sense of belonging. As outlined in the Australian Citizenship, our common bond resource book, volunteering provides opportunities to share knowledge, learn new skills, and enhance one's connection to the community. This engagement fosters a deeper sense of belonging and integration into Australian society, rather than offering direct financial benefits or guaranteed employment. Thanks for watching. We hope you answered all the questions correctly, and this practice test helped you prepare for your Australian Citizenship Test. Remember to check out UWF Australian Test. Come for more free resources and practice tests. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more helpful content. Good luck on your journey to Australian citizenship.